So today we'll be having a look at a mechanical keyboard from Ozone. This is the Strike Battle, which is supposed to be a compact mechanical keyboard. It comes in two versions, as in the top plate. It comes in either red or black, and it also comes in the four main Cherry MX switches, being black, red, blue and brown. So let's open it up. You have the keyboard, and underneath you have an Ozone gaming gear sticker, as well as a quick guide, user manual. And that's all in the box. So this is the keyboard itself. This is the red version, as I said earlier, so it has a red aluminium top plate. It also has the Cherry MX red switches, and with those are the red LED lights. So since this doesn't have a top shell, it's very easy to take off the keys, so you can just use your hands. And here you can see the Cherry MX red switches, which are linear and very light to press, and the red LEDs. So let's have a look at the LED lighting system that's on this keyboard. It's red just like everything else on the keyboard, and at default it comes at the brightest setting, but this can be changed by pressing the function button and the scroll up button, which is also the brightness button. So that's a low setting, off, a breathing mode, and then it just goes through the brightnesses until you reach the highest one. So let's have a look at it with the lights off. So as you can see, if you're using it at night, it's a very bright keyboard and the letters really do stand out. One thing to note is that since it doesn't have a top shell that covers the top plate, the surrounding area on the plate really does lighten up, especially since the aluminium top plate is red itself. And that gives it a pretty unique look, kind of similar to the Corsair keyboards, since they're also mounted straight to the top plate and don't have a top shell as well. As you can see, this layout is a bit different to what I'm accustomed to. So this is actually the UK English layout, which has this enter key and the shorter shift key, and switches around some of these keys over here. So depending where you're buying it from, it'll have the layout that's suited for your country. Also, this is the red aluminium edition. This also comes in the black edition, which is probably more to my liking, as I like a more stealthy and minimalistic look. But this red version does pop out and makes that red backlight even more intense. So the construction of the keyboard consists of the two main parts, which is the top red plate of aluminium that's directly connected to the black housing that is plastic at the bottom. This keyboard is very easy to take apart, which I'll show in my disassembly video. So having only these two main parts makes it a very light keyboard, and this is because it doesn't have the exterior top shell that a normal mechanical keyboard will have, and a larger bottom shell that a normal keyboard would have. Basically, this keyboard can fit into another housing and then have the top shell over it. But being this light, it doesn't have the traditional mechanical keyboard feel. Usually people associate mechanical keyboards with how heavy it is and how sturdy it feels, and this aluminium and plastic is pretty light and thin, and that might be a concern for some people, but it's pretty sturdy. Being like this keyboard has a more minimalistic look to it, as it gets rid of that outer shell and bulkiness that normal mechanical keyboards have. Also, one thing to mention is that the cable is braided, and it's a pretty thin cable, so it won't be a hassle to clean up with, and the USB is also gold plated. If we turn the keyboard over, you can see the labeling there, and it has 5 feet with the 2 flip-up feet that actually have rubber on the feet itself, which is good. so it won't slip around as easily. Here we have a size comparison to a more traditionally sized mechanical keyboard. This is a Thermaltake TTE Sports Poseidon ZX Blue Switch Edition mechanical keyboard, which I painted metallic blue myself. And as you can see, this is a more traditional keyboard, as it has a top exterior shell, which this one doesn't, and a larger bottom shell to accommodate that. And as you can see, it's a much thicker keyboard in comparison to this. So here you can see that the switches are mounted straight onto this red plate here, and normally a normal keyboard would have this type of top shell on top of that and a more larger bottom shell to accommodate for that. And this is what makes such a big difference. So let's do a weight comparison of the two keyboards. First we'll have the Ozone keyboard, which weighs in at 666 grams. And then we'll just grab the Thermaltake keyboard and weigh that. And that comes in nearly to a kilo at 992 grams. So quite a big difference. What's that? 332 gram difference, which is about half the weight of the Ozone keyboard itself. So overall, it's a pretty interesting keyboard. As for tenkeyless keyboards, it's as light and as compact as you can possibly get for these types, since it gets rid of the bulky top and bottom shells. So this might appeal to people who like to game on the go and travel around with their mechanical keyboards. Also, because of that, the quality is good, except for some people it might not be to their liking. It doesn't have the traditional heftiness to a mechanical keyboard. So thanks for watching, and that's it.